Got room for you?
Yes, yes, I got the microphone. I'm the most important person.
You always are.
So, you are at NAB. Were you here last year?
Yes.
How many years now?
Just the last 2 years with this company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was here 30 years ago with the first company I did. So
And I think this is my 17th NAB.
You're kidding me. This is my third. I'm a newbie.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Well, I come here with LumaForge.
Yeah.
They're Sam Messman's the one that brings me here, and it's because of Final Cut Pro stuff.
Yeah.
Typically, so.
Yeah.
But since you guys, I had you on the radio show, actually it was live television.
Yeah.
The TV show is very popular, so.
That was super fun, by the way.
Oh, it absolutely was.
Yeah.
I learned so much. So nothing's happened since then, right? Then you were just saying that was 1.6, and you were already
Oh my
doing,
gosh.
you were 6 or 8 tracks, and
We've worked our butt off since then. So now we're showing at NAB this year version 2.0 of LumaFusion, and it's got a whole new UI, all new icons and new layouts, so that just making editing more efficient. But I guess the big news is that we now have 6 tracks of 4K of video plus 6 additional tracks of audio.
that's not an iPad. That's a Mac Pro inside this one, right? You guys are fooling us.
that's right.
Yeah, and it all runs smoothly here on my iPad Pro. I just love some of the features that we've added to support this new UI and the new tracks. One is headers, so I can actually turn off and on viewing on a track. I can lock a track, mute a track, and we're working on adding more functionality for insert and overwrite, so it makes it easier to, say, for instance, edit your voice first and then add
Right,
over.
right.
So those are some new features, but we've also done...
Yeah, so some of the other new features that we've added are integration with Frame.io. Frame.io is a great collaboration tool for review and approval, and we've done an amazing integration that's right within the app. You can see all your comments that are up there, reply to them, see the graphics that are overlaid on your comments, and then we've also done an integration with Narbox, who's at a booth right next to us, and they do a ruggedized hard drive. They have a new 2.0 hard drive. It's amazingly fast for getting all your media in from drones and DSLRs, and use it within LumaFusion. It is not only fast on wireless, but they have a really cool thing they came up with. You can hook up with the newest iPad Pros that are USB-C. You can hook up USB-C to USB-C and get the most amazing speeds for transfer.
But Apple doesn't allow that.
They've done a trick to make that happen, and it's all legal, but it's a little bit secret. So yeah.
No, I understand, because we were talking about that, the USB-C port.
Right.
Why can't you just hook a drive in there?
Yeah, they've done a really neat trick to make it happen for now. I mean, I think Apple will make that more common in the future,
Sure.
but Narbox has figured out a way to do it ahead of time.
Well, that's fantastic. So they create their own wireless network for you guys,
They
right?
do, absolutely,
That's what
yeah.
happens.
Yeah, so you could be anywhere. I mean, we have customers that are out in the middle of, reindeers in the forest with snow, and they're editing from their Narbox on LumaFusion. We've also added markers, internal markers, so like not just for Frame.io, but you can add your own marker with a comment. You can colorize the marker. Mark it as complete. You can also, what are some other things we've done? Oh, the external monitor support, and
Via the Lightning port, or
Yeah, Lightning or USB-C.
Okay.
So anyway, and even via AirPlay, if you have just an AirPlay TV and want to see a quick preview of it on there, you can do it there as well.
Okay.
And that'll give you full monitor support. And then we're finishing up our FCP XML export, which we've been working on a while, but we've been working closely with Apple to make sure we get everything right. We've got almost, there's some things that won't transfer.
Sure.
But a very complete edit will. All your motions, all your cuts, everything else will come across, and that's coming fairly soon as well.
So Final Cut Pro XML, it doesn't have tracks.
it has the media. It's a package that includes the media and your timeline tracks.
Now, the trick is they don't have tracks, but we do keep things the same way they do, where you have linked clips and move up and down the line. And so we translate that really cleanly, and it comes across looking exactly the same on Final Cut Pro as it does within our app.
And that's what you said you're working with Apple.
Yeah, we're making sure we get it right. We've been talking to the guy one of the guys there who designed the FCP XML spec, and so he's been really helpful for us. So yeah, that's been great.
Yeah, and Chris has done a lot of work to make sure the library for the Photos app is working in a very managed way now.
One of the things that was difficult, Apple made a change to Photos where iCloud Media would be dropped off the device whenever they wanted, and so it would mean you were halfway through an edit, and then if you're on a plane and don't have an internet connection, you might not have all your media. So we made a nice change to that where whenever you bring something into the timeline, we sort of lock it down within the app to make sure it's not lost, but at the same time we also will clear it when you're not in use if you decide you want it that way so that you don't use too much storage. So we try to give you the best of both worlds for managing your media.
Right. So is this the new iPad, the latest one?
That's not even
It's
the
a
latest.
10.5.
10.5. And here's the amazing part. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing 6 tracks of 4K video on an old iPad 5th generation, but it will work. Now, it won't play back smoothly, but you can still do it. And any iPad Pro, even, this is a 10.5, will do beautifully with 6 tracks of video.
I think the new iPad Air.
Even the iPad Air will do a great job. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that's only, it's a very inexpensive device relative to...
The interface is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really cheap.
Thank you.
It really is.
Yeah.
We worked really hard on
One
it.
of the really nice little things that you'll see in it is we've done a miniature timeline representation. Isn't that lovely?
You guys are taking my wish list for Final Cut Pro things. That's one of the things that I want in Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized if and when we come out with a Mac version, this would be a perfect use of the little touch bar on the MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's right.
Wait a minute.
I didn't say that.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Okay, we'll cut that out. I love that overview. I wish Final Cut Pro had
I know, isn't that a great one? Yeah. As we were doing the design, mainly because when you're doing source, editing or source trimming, that space is taken up by your film strip and trimming, and we needed something while you were on the timeline, and so it just made sense to have an overview of the timeline, and that way you could quickly get to wherever you want and tap and or scrub along here and see exactly, oh yeah, that's about where I want, and then do frame by frame to get to where you want to be.
I want that. I want Final Cut Pro to take your stuff like that and put it on. Because right now in Final Cut Pro, you cannot scrub a project.
Oh really? Oh, that's right. Well,
you cannot scrub a project in the browser.
Oh, in the browser. Yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
That's right.
I don't notice that because I only use it for
Multicam,
testing. Oh,
you
that's
can.
so funny. That's amazing.
Compound clips you can.
Yeah.
So what I did is I took a picture of the touch bar, looks just like that.
Right.
I said, give us that.
Yeah.
Now the interesting thing is you can scrub the project in the share window. You have
really?
You have a little.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah. So that you can. Yeah.
You can see.
That's so funny they didn't do that in the source in the library. Yeah.
After come on, guys.
Hey,
I love that. Is that
great?
new in 2.0?
That's new in 2.0. Yeah. That's part of the UI.
We've redone all the icons so they're all nice and sharp and the right size and very evened out, and it's just I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now.
Overall,
It's
a lot of
beautiful.
cleanup. Like in the library, if you want to color tag a clip, it's now just quick 2 taps rather than having to go to the info window, which we had before. So everywhere throughout the app, we've tried to streamline the easiest way to do things so that users can, get their edit quickly and not have to be, ever stopped by the user interface. So, yeah.
And thank you for having vertical audio meters instead of horizontal. I don't like horizontal.
You don't like horizontal? Okay.
I don't like horizontal. I like vertical.
Great.
Yeah. So we're just really super excited. I mean, our company has grown over the last year, and we've spent a lot of time enriching our development processes. So our team is super happy, super motivated.
And that makes a good product. It shows in what we do. And this product, I don't think we've mentioned that 2.0 is coming out at the end of May.
Okay.
And it's in the App Store. And if you buy LumaFusion now, you'll get that free update when it comes out. So, we've done a number of free updates, and that's, the way we do our business is you pay once and you get a lot of good stuff. We will have some of the features that'll be paid feature packs in the future, like FCP XML would be a paid feature pack. But that's, our philosophy is that the main app, it's a one-time purchase, and then things that only a smaller number of users use, we'll make paid because it's a specialty thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, what's the price for currently for the?
It is $20 in the App Store, one-time purchase.
It will go up to $29 with 2.0.
Okay, so you want to buy it now?
Buy it now.
If you want to save $9.
I do. I do.
Yep, exactly. So you might as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, give you an extra coffee, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, super cool. We're just totally excited about it.
It's beautiful interface. You have so many things. I mean, colorizing clips.
Yeah.
I can't colorize clips in Final Cut.
Yeah.
I can't colorize markers in Final Cut.
Right.
You know
and-
what?
and
We
you
can
sort
even
them and-
search for that. Like
Yeah, you
I
can
could
search
for yellow
by color,
now,
right.
And
Yeah.
I believe it would
Yeah,
show up.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can bring all your yellow clips that you've marked. And so it really makes organizing your media easy, you know, and because that's one thing that an iPad doesn't have is a whole file system. So we worked really hard to find, you know, what are the best ways so that you can get the media you want for the project you're working on. And
So what is, have the Final Cut Premium Pro team commented on your app?
we've talked to them a little bit, and
I mean,
they
have they
like
commented?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do like it, and we've talked to their team. Not only that, but Apple, you know, featured us in the iPad Pro press tour.
Yes.
They also, their advertising agency did a behind the scenes of how they made some of their ads using LumaFusion, and they really love our app, which is a lot of fun. We really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I've always loved LumaFusion, obviously, but this version, I'm like actually in love with it.
Right.
It is like my dream come true.
So I guess you're working on new tutorials for 2.0?
Yeah, yes, we have a lot of work to get all the peripheral things that need to happen before release, including tutorials, and the user guide needs all updated, and oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so easy though.
Yeah, so, yeah.
You press one button, 2.0, everything's updated at once. The
That's right.
PDFs are updated.
Sure.
The tutorials are done.
Yeah.
One of the nice things we'll be adding as well as part of this is a really quick inline help where you can just tap a button to see what every control does, and then have that go away quickly and get out of your way. So trying to really make it a nice combination between everything you ever want but still approachable and still useful.
Right, and you're doing a fantastic job with that. It's not a cluttered interface, it's a beautiful interface. So you were at the Faster Together pre-party last night,
right.
and Steve Martin, you know Steve Martin?
I don't.
He's from Ripple Training.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that got me into LumaFusion.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A year ago at NAB, he was talking, raving about it, and I bought it because of his recommendation.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have a booth there at Faster Together
I heard that.
stage tonight with Filmix, so that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd be great, because I'll be there. I always talk to people wandering around. I'm going to get there early. You guys will probably be setting up. But
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we will be. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Fantastic. 2.0 at the end of May.
Right.
Free update if you buy now.
Yep.
Save $9 if you buy now.
That's right.
So buy now.
Yeah.
Buy now.
We got more big things planned for the remainder of the year.
Oh, come on. This is enough.
Get
This is
back
enough.
with us.
Rest on your laurels.
We won't do that. We've got so much we want in the app that, we really do want it to be a complete desktop replacement in the long run, but still be much more fun to use than a desktop.
I can't believe that you guys are doing some of the things you're doing on an iPad.
Yeah.
So plus the iPad gets updated, so that
Yeah.
makes it even better
Yeah,
and better.
continually gets better and continually more capable, faster, smoother. It's just wonderful.
Oh yeah, and the new UI on a phone is the first time I really feel like I actually could
It's
edit
actually
on a
usable
phone.
on there now. Yeah, I mean, we have 50% of
Sure.
our users on the iPhone, but I've always found it a little difficult, and now it's definitely getting to a point where I find it fun to use on the phone even, yeah.
No, absolutely. I was amazed that the features on the phone are the same as the iPad for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are 100%, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Not 97?
Not 97. Every once in a while, there's a few buttons we have to shift in a few different places, and that's about it because there's not a lot of room. So
So I imagine the App Store has been good for you guys.
it's been very good. Yeah, I mean we've made a nice business of it, and like we've said, we've grown our team, and that's been really enjoyable to have a small team that can work together and do it, and that's been made possible by the App Store. Yeah.
So you have like 100 people working for you?
We have a team of 7 people total,
Including us.
including us. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
and
So
we,
5 plus you guys.
5 plus, yeah, and we've done, we've done a lot with a small team, but that's who we've always been, and Terry and I have a great synergy, because I've been an engineer, doing video for 30 years, and she's been an editor for 30 years, so working together, I let her make the decisions on what an editor would do, because I don't know what that is,
Sure.
but I've always been good at making those things happen and being flexible about
He
it.
always makes my ideas so much better. So I mean,
it
it's
works
just
together
been a
well.
great.
And,
That's a great team.
It
yeah,
is.
and I have to admit, part of what's made, LumaFusion so good and made it possible with such a small team is what Apple did with iOS. They made a audiovisual foundation that's unbelievable. Those 6 tracks of video are made possible by the optimizations they did at the low level, and they keep doing at every new iPad that comes out. So we take advantage of that, and so we can concentrate on the editing and the cool, fun features, and let them do the heavy lifting below, under the hood.
So what about ProRes RAW?
Well, all I can say is I don't know, except that we are talking to Atomos, and they would love to see that, there. And so I don't know what will happen in the future, but I think it's something that everybody would be working towards.
So does the iPad doesn't support ProRes
Currently,
RAW
it
now?
does not. No. And so But one of the things we're talking about with multiple companies is ways to do proxy-based, editing, and then do your final output with the original ProRes raw footage.
Okay.
Now, and then hopefully
Okay.
in the future, I don't see why it shouldn't happen, because it's amazing how powerful the iPads are, and in the future I think we will see it running natively on the iPads.
Yeah. I'm looking for the Mac Pro too.
Right.
2019 Mac Pro.
Yeah, me too.
Apple.
I wouldn't mind one of those.
I really would like to move over.
January the 1st,
I could use one, yeah.
January the 1st, I said, come on, Apple, it's 2019. Where's that Mac Pro? I put it on Twitter.
Well, I will have a hard time not editing it together for you, though.
Well, that would be fine.
Do his work for me.
Like, I'll be itching.
Fantastic.
What? Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So enjoyable to talk to you.
Yeah,
Oh, you guys are great. You guys are fantastic.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thanks. All right. Fine.